You wake up, you tell yourself today is different. Today you are going to do something that you said you would do yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that. You have the motivation, you have the plan, you have every intention in the world. And by 11 a.m., it is gone. Here's the thing nobody tells you motivation was never going to get you there. And the version of discipline you were sold grind harder, push through, just want it more. That is not discipline. That is a recipe for burnout dressed up as productivity. What actually separates the people who build something from the people who stay stuck is something completely different. And the science behind it will probably surprise you. We have been sold a version of discipline that looked like this: wake up at 5 a.m., cold shower, no days off, suffer more than everyone else, and eventually you will win. And that version has produced an entire industry. Books, courses, influencers telling you the thing that's standing between you and your goal is that you simply do not want it enough. But here's what the research actually says. The people who appear most disciplined are rarely exerting more willpower. They have built environments that require less of it. Read that again. The most disciplined people are not grinding harder. They are building smarter. Self-discipline is not just willpower. It is a cognitive function controlled by the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision making and impulse control. And just like a muscle, it gets fatigued. The more decision you make throughout the day, the harder it becomes to stay disciplined. This is why you can be completely committed to something at 8 a.m. and completely derailed by 3 p.m. Your brain is not weak, it is depleted. And no amount of motivational quotes fixes a depleted prefrontal cortex. Now, before you think discipline is optional, let me show you what the data says about what happens when it is absent. In 1970, a Stanford professor named Walter Mischel ran one of the most famous experiments in psychology history. He placed a marshmallow in front of hundreds of children aged 4 and 5 and gave them a choice: eat it now or wait 15 minutes and get 2. The children who waited ended up with higher SAT scores, lower levels of substance abuse, lower likelihood of obesity, better responses to stress, and better social skills as adults. One marshmallow, one decision, decades of difference. Procrastination leads to lower overall well-being, worse health, and lower salaries. And self-discipline is the number one trait that separates those who procrastinate from those who do not. The cost of no discipline is not dramatic. It does not arrive in one catastrophic moment. It arrives quietly, in the goals you keep postponing, the version of yourself you keep promising you will become. The gap between where you are and where you know you could be, that is what a lack of discipline actually costs you. Here's the distinction that changes everything. Motivation is like a spark. It ignites your desires and dreams. It is high when the goal is new and exciting. It disappears when the work gets hard and boring and nobody is watching. Discipline does not care how you feel. Discipline shows up anyway. Think about every goal you have ever set that you haven't achieved. Now ask yourself honestly, did you stop because you could not do it, or did you stop because you feel like not doing it anymore? For most people, the answer is the second one. Motivation sparks action and gives us the energy to begin. Discipline sustains progress, especially when the motivation fades. If you are truly determined to achieve your goals, you cannot rely on feeling inspired every day. Motivation gets you started. Discipline is what gets you finished. So if the grind harder version of discipline is a myth, what actually works? Number 1. The 2-minute rule. If a habit takes less than 2 minutes to start, do it immediately. Do not negotiate with yourself. Just start. Number 2. The never miss twice rule. If you skip a habit once, do not let it happen again. One miss is human, two misses is a new habit. Number 3. Implementation intentions. Do not say, I will work out tomorrow. Say, I will work out at 7 am for 45 minutes in the gym. The specificity is the discipline. The most disciplined people in the world do not grit their way through every single day. They build systems. They designed their environments. They removed friction from the things they wanted to do and added friction to the things they wanted to avoid. Stop telling yourself what you cannot do. Start building the system that makes what you wanted to do in the easiest way possible. That is real discipline, not suffering, systems. Here's what I want you to take from this. Discipline is not a personality trait you either have or you do not. It is a skill, it is trainable, it is buildable. And the version of it you were sold, the suffer more version, was never the point. The point is this: every single day you have a choice between what feels good right now and what is good for you in the long term. That choice, made consistently, even imperfectly, even on the hard days, is what discipline actually is. Not perfection, consistency. All of the talent, skill, intellect in the world will not promise you a successful and fulfilling life. Self-discipline is an inevitable predictor of how far you can make it. You already know what you want to do. The question is whether you are going to do it today. I'm Jitinder Singh. This is Breaking the Script. And if this made you think differently about your own discipline, share it with someone who needs to hear it.